Hi there.
Hi.
You're the owner of Scoop Models,
Yeah.
right? And how long have you been having this?
We started Scoop Models in 1993, so it's like 17 years this year.
Okay. And you own it together with Linda?
With my wife, Bende.
Binda.
Yeah.
Okay, and how did you come up with this idea to have a model?
I mean, Bende used to be a top model before we started. I mean, she moved to Paris when she was 16 and worked with Helmut Newton. She was one of Helmut Newton's favorite models. And I met Bende when she was like 22. I had a big discotheque in Copenhagen, and then she worked for a model for many years, and I worked with my discotheque. And then we decided that she knew so much about the business, so she would like to go and start our own business. You know, it's very important when you run a model business that you have tried to be a model yourself, because she knows she's been traveling around the world. She knows a lot of the people who still owns the biggest major agencies in the world. So it's and I'm a lawyer, you know, so it's a very good combination. I do the contract and she do the scouting.
Yes, Matthias is here.
You know, I want to tell you it's a very good story, because Matthias, he's the son of one of my old friends. And,
wow!
Yeah, and he came with Matthias some like 6 years ago and asked if Matthias could be a model, and then Matthias got a fantastic career, and I mean he's been #1 on models.com for like 3 years as the biggest male model in the world, and now he's been like now they put him on the icon, the models.com icon list, like the best male model ever.
I heard about that.
This is a little pendant to the name of this exhibition, Icon. Because like
refers to that.
Yeah, and now they used to only do it with the women like Claudia Schiffer and Giselle Bundchen and Kate Moss. They are on the women's icon list. But now Matthias is, I mean, he's only 25, and he's already on the list of the biggest models ever. So that's really fantastic.
So what's so special about him to kick off so good?
I mean, he looks very special. You can, I mean, he changes so much. I mean, if you look at his portfolio, it's like he's different on each page, and you know, he looks like James Dean. He looks like, I mean, you can change his hair, you can change everything, and you.
I thought he was kind of like Jim Morrison in these pictures.
In some of them, yeah. But you know, it's like I mean, he's really amazing. He's one in a million. I mean, and you know the
chameleonic features.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and the good thing is, you know, male models they can keep on working till like 40 or more. So I mean, it's like, and you know, I know that I mean, some of the greatest scouts in the world, they consider Matthias to be the greatest model ever. I mean, it's really a fantastic thing for us to have him, you know.
So how come men can do longer than women?
No, it's because I mean, you know, I'm not a specialist in exactly, but it's like many clothing brands. I can't explain. It's always like the women. They always use younger women to sell clothes to older women. But with the men, they use older. You know, you can keep on working, because men in the 40s and 50s who want to have nice clothes, they don't want to look at 25-year-old boys. I can't explain.
So it's actually the fault of the women themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they want to see.
That's a shame for the women, that they're forced to you know a girl, a female model, when she's 30, then she's like dancing off. I mean, this is how it is, you know.
Yeah.
It's not my rules, but.
Okay. Yeah, actually, the question I lost is why do model agencies want the models to be thinner and thinner and thinner? I know you are not putting pressure on your models, but a lot of Paris and Milan, I can imagine, is quite.
You should talk with my wife about this, but anyway, you know, we don't have this problem in Denmark. I mean, we never, for this this 17 years now, we never had any problems with girls who was thin. I mean, if you go to our website and look at our girls, we don't have. The problem is very tiny in Denmark. I know somewhere it's more, but you know, Bende, my wife, she has a theory about that. I mean, many people say that when the girls they want to get slim because they see the girls in the magazines, but Bende thinks, and which I think is correct, that maybe it's something to do with her parents or maybe her father, or something she in her grows up. When she grew up, she had some experience that she's afraid of, and that's why she starts. I think it's a complete another story. It's nothing to do that they want to compare with the magazine. It's another story.
No, I think I agree with you that there's more psychological reasons for it.
Because they don't say I want to be thin like Twiggy or whatever.
So you don't think that it will change anything? That in some countries they're trying to make rules that too skinny models cannot participate?
Yeah,
in
I think it will help. But I mean, in our part of the world, they like people, the girls, to have some forms and do. I mean, we don't have a market for very thin. I think it's mostly the designers that want on the catwalk. They want very thin, because I mean, if a girl is like that thin, she can't do underwear. She can't. I mean, she can't do. She can't fill out the clothes. You know. So I think sometimes I think it's a little sick, a little sickness maybe for some people, that they want to have this. Like,
coat hanger?
How you say it? Like skeleton.
And what are your plans for the future with this agency?
I mean, we keep on working with new talents, and it's, for instance, with Matthias, it's been a great thing that when Matthias started, we have a lot of boys who want to go into our agency because they all look at Matthias as an idol.
Wow.
So that's been really good for us, you know. And then, of course, we have, as the only agency in Denmark, we have a celebrity division. So I have some, for instance, Caroline Wozniacki, who are number 3 in the world as a tennis player. I have her, and I have some other football players and actors, and it's my little extra thing I like, you know. But you know, so I like to work with this. But Bente, we want to keep on finding new talents, and we love. I mean, what we love about the business is that it's like, for us, it's our agency has a reputation that we are like a family, because we really like these young people. I mean, they start with us when they're 14, and when they're 30. I mean, some of the older ones, they didn't leave us, the first ones, but they still will, soon will, and then we'll have some other ones coming. So it's like our kids in a way. So so we love to be with the young people and follow them in their success. And I
think that's very much a Denmark thing, maybe thing of this region, that is much more family oriented, and maybe it comes through in your relationships on the work floor, that you I guess care more about those people, like your family, instead of objects.
Exactly. We would never like to work in this business if it was only like a business, like you go in, you make money, you go out. And it's like, you know, our agency has if you ask anybody in Denmark, our agency has a special reputation, even in the way we talk to the clients. I mean, we are 12 people in the agency, and when people call us, we're always nice and hello, blah. It's not like the tough tone like you have in Milan. And it's like the same thing with we don't. If some great model comes to our agency and she has a problem with her attitude, I don't want her. We don't want. We only want nice people who act nice and appreciate.
Down to earth.
Yeah. So this is where it's like you know, in your garden you don't want to have what do you call it?
The weeds.
Yeah. It's like, this is how.
I get it.
So for
maybe
me,
that's
it's very
why
important.
it works so good.
Yeah, and you know, we don't. Nobody talks bad about each other. It's like. It's for us. It's a theme of life. I mean, we love the job. You know, it's always nice. And of course, sometimes when if the girl go to Paris and they're very young, they call Bente and then say, Bente, when I was in your age, I was in Paris, and she could tell them what to do. We always talk a lot with the parents about what going to be next. Yeah, you know, so everything is very protected. You know, so nobody ever. This is another great thing that. We had a television series in Denmark about our agency like 7-8 years ago, where Bente talked about that all the girls that come to her agency, she would protect them as her own kids. They can call us 24 hours a day, and in this way, a lot of the young people, a lot of mothers, who knows Bente when she was a model, they put their kids with us because they know it's like a family, you know. So this is
and I actually think it's quite interesting that you said that because of Matthias, a lot of boys, they take him as a big example and go into modeling, because I think to get boys to go into modeling, it's not very popular among boys.
It's interesting, you know, Matthias, you can talk to him about, he's got a lot of other talents. He's painting in his, you know, when he's not working with the model, he's playing football for fun. We have a football team that we're sponsored. But you know, he's Matthias is a very clever guy, and for him it's like to be a model, it gives him the freedom to work for a lot of money and then to do whatever he wants in the future, in the free time, you know. So it's of course. I'm sure that he's the biggest idol for young kids who wants to be a model. But still, Matthias,
he's more than
he's very like he's not like he's a very nice and quiet thing. He's not like here, you know. he fits very well our family, because we like he's exactly an example of how you have to be with Scoop.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.